Alright guys, this is a two-step equation with decimals and signs. It says negative 3.2 times x minus 1.4 equals negative 6.8. Okay, now again, the goal is to get the variable alone. Now the variable is not alone right now. It is with a times negative 3.2, which you can see basically right here, and it has a minus 1.4. Now we have to undo everything around the variable in reverse order of operations, which means we have to get rid of anything that's being added or subtracted first, and then we undo everything that's multiplied or divided. Well, here this 1.4 is being subtracted, so we need to undo minus 1.4. And to undo minus 1.4, minus 1.4, we need to add 1.4, because that's the inverse operation. The inverse of subtraction is addition, and when you put the inverse down, it makes it zero out for addition and subtraction. Now we put 1.4 down here, we also need to add 1.4 to the other side as well to keep it balanced. Okay, now remember, when you're combining negatives and positives, and this is negative 6.8 and this is positive 1.4, remember these are always going to be considered addition. This is considered addition even though there is no sign in between. We're basically adding negative 6.8 and positive 1.4. Now because we're adding them and the signs are different, in fact you're going to subtract. So I want to make sure that you understand that the actual operation is going to be subtraction. And then you're going to keep the sign of the larger absolute value, which is negative, because 6.8 is a larger absolute value than 1.4. So we know this is going to be a negative answer, and we have to subtract because the signs are different. 8 minus 4 is 4, and 6 minus 1 is 5. So what we get here is negative 5.4. Okay, now we know this goes away entirely, so we need to create a new equation. This side has negative 3.2x left over, and this other side has a negative 5.4. Alright, now from this situation we have one step equation to go. Because we've already done one step, we need to do the second step now. And the second step is basically to undo the times 3.2 we have here. Okay, so how do we undo times negative 3.2? We divide by negative 3.2. And whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. Now, the reason why this is not a positive 3.2 is a lot of people, they make the mistake of thinking that they have to use the reverse sign, that because this is a negative, this should be a positive. That's not true. You're actually trying to do the opposite operation. Now, because this is being multiplied by x, the inverse operation is division. So you're actually dividing. That's your inverse. Up here you have a minus, and the inverse is plus, and that's why these appear to be signs, but in fact you're just doing the inverse operation. The inverse of subtraction is addition, and the inverse of multiplication is division. So you're actually going to need to divide the same exact number out, and that's the only way you can cancel this out, because negative divided by negative is going to be a positive. You need it to be positive. You want your variable to be alone, even without negatives. Okay, so looking at this, negative 3.2 divided by negative 3.2 is going to be 1, and 1 times x is going to be x. And so x is going to be alone here. And at the other side, we have, and if you take your calculator and you divide 5.4 divided by 3.2, you're going to get 1.6875. And that